It is the bottom of the hour, +1, and Dale Duduit is coming our way. He's in our green room, and our bumper is running. We're recording and streaming. We are glad you're here. Let's start a countdown to Studio 33 Alpha. Well, good evening. Welcome back to pjnet.tv. Same studio, different look though. Behind me you see the custom bumper that we have, not bumper, but intro video for Dale Duduit. And behind me, one of many of his works, Kentucky Passion, and he'll have more to say about that in just a minute. It is the first Tuesday of the month. First and third Tuesdays we reserve for one of the pioneers. I was just commenting during the last program, Dell, there was a day when it was you and Michelle. That was our two programs per week. And Michelle wouldn't have been there if it weren't for you recommending it. And it has been many weeks since that time. But thank you, Dell, for being so faithful and doing such a great job. But I've only got room for one book. You've actually got a bunch of them out right now. So aside from Kentucky Passion, have you written anything that people can buy, like on Amazon or something?
Yeah, I can buy them all right now. I'm running a special. So of course you got Kentucky Passion. Of course you have Heart of a Hoosier. You have the Michigan Motivations. Those are the three co-wrote with John, Michelle, Kyle. We have all the Believer series, the Auburn Believer, Buckeye Believer, Bama Believer, First Down Devotions 1 and 2, and then I got Devotions 1 and 2. So yeah, we're all set to go on those.
Yeah, if one book doesn't do so well, maybe another one will. If one's slowing down, the other one's speeding
obviously,
up.
we're pushing right now. It's Alabama and Michigan are in the playoffs. We're pushing those kind of hard right now because people are. They jump on bandwagons. So we're pushing Michigan Motivations. We're pushing Bama Believer, and see how those two go for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, a lot of people are upset about that Bama game.
Yeah, I understand. I have a philosophy. Of course, the college football playoffs folks, they don't call me to ask me my opinion, but you have Alabama beats Georgia, SEC game, title game. And Georgia still is in it. And I'm an old school guy that if you cannot win your conference, I don't care who it is, if you cannot win your conference, you should not play for a national title. It doesn't make sense.
Well,
the Buckeyes and Michigan should not be in it because, obviously. So, I mean, that was a case a couple years ago when Ohio State was 1 and Michigan was 2. And, and Coach Tressel came out and said, hey, if you can't win the Big Ten, I don't care who you are, you should not play for a national championship.
I agree with you. Okay. I think that but what do you do in a situation like the SEC that has so many teams?
Georgia shouldn't be in it.
Should okay. Well, and why should they have that many teams? But people keep bringing up that Alabama lost to Texas A&M. Well, let me tell you something about football seasons.
Yeah.
If you're going to take a loss, the earlier in the year in the season, the better. Okay. Yeah. And guess what? When they took that loss, their rankings plummeted. Okay. Yeah. So the rankings that come out are not about the rankings 6 weeks ago. That's this week.
Well, when Alabama plummets, it's normally one spot. That's a plummet for Alabama fans. They could go from 3rd to 4th, and that's considered a plummet for them. So, I asked my friend when they lost that game, I thought, are they going to go up 2 spots or 1 spot in the rankings? So, no fair. And Alabama deserves it. But I don't think – now, had Georgia won, Alabama shouldn't be playing for national title. I just don't think you cannot win your conference.
I agree.
You cannot win a national championship.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
But anyway,
no one's ever been happy. Yeah, no one's ever been happy with the way they do it. But I saw your post. The best part of a Cincinnati game for you, at least, is the what do you call that?
That's
Heart
Gold
attack
Short.
on a plate.
It's Gold Short chili. It's their famous three-way chili hot dog sauce. It's awesome. It's really, you either love it or hate it. And I mean, the Bengals are having a good season. They lost that game. That they were playing horrible the first half. I mean, and Coach Taylor said after the game, just sloppy, horrific playing, and they had a chance to actually. They were driving to take the lead, and then Mixon fumbled the ball. But they're still in second place. They're probably going to make the playoffs. I mean, I don't know. They got a tough schedule to finish out. They have Frisco this weekend. They have Baltimore. They have they go to Cleveland. So the fate's in their hands. So if they can win a few of those games, they'll probably get the wild card spot and they'll be in the playoffs.
You're writing. You're there covering that for the paper in Portsmouth, but you've got the new Who Day. You've kind of put a new front end on that thing, haven't you?
I had to call it something, So it's just my column. So yeah, Who Day reports. It's some people love it, some people hate it. I don't. So it's all right. Just something to give it a brand. But we're excited about Monday. See, I'll be down there Sunday. For the San Francisco game, and see what happens with it. I mean, Burrow got his finger hurt because dislocated finger on his throwing hand Sunday, and we can see what happens with it. But been very, very happy with. There's been no demonstrations from players. There's been no kneeling from players. There's been nothing like that. I think the blitzkrieg on that fad is over, and I think it was a fad. So
yeah. Before we talk about your book signing, this is the time of year that college it's musical chairs and for head coaching or coaching assignments in the world of college. Yeah. Any comments or surprises?
Yeah, I was a little. We were hearing rumors that Urban Meyer might have been a candidate for Notre Dame, but obviously didn't pan out. But that was just kind of a couple of folks that just whispered that, a little bit here and there. I think Harbaugh saved his job Sunday when he beat Ohio State. I think he would have been a candidate for dismissal because he'd never beaten Ohio State. So he basically not only won the game, I think he kept his job on that. Now being a number two obviously will help solidify him because there were some rumblings up there about getting rid of him. So,
well, I was kind of keeping up with the Florida Gators coaching situation. The several things impressed me. One is why do they find it necessary to fire a coach with the last game still on the schedule and it's rivalry weekend? I mean, isn't that kind of crappy? Couldn't it have waited a week?
And then they'll say, well, they did it before Christmas. It's never a good time, I guess. So,
but the team still has to play a rivalry game, and their coach just got canned. And of course, now, folks, if you're a college or, if you're employed as a coach and you get called in on a Sunday, that's not good news because they want you to have that day to clear your office out. So when people come in Monday, you're not crossing paths with your former team. But
I've been writing about Florida this week. I've got that book that we're working on now, Gator Believer and Seminole Believer. We're doing those right now, trying to get those finished by March. And I'm real excited about the Florida book. It's really coming together really well, and I'm really happy about it. I don't really get too excited about them, but this one's just really coming together really well. I'm really enjoying it. And
well, you got some pretty heavy hitters on deck helping you with that.
Well, I'm doing the Florida book by myself, and then the Florida State book we're co-authoring with Bethany Jett and Andy Claps doing some there too. So we're triple teaming that one, and so that'll be fun. I haven't started that one yet. I'm gonna get the Florida one finished. My goal was to have it done by Christmas, and I'll do the other one by March. So,
okay.
But no, I'm just real excited about it. I've been doing some research about the Florida Gators and writing some interesting stories, and really, really liking it. So,
well, here's a tip. I'm going to answer my own question. Part of the reason for the dismissal of the Florida coach prior to the last game is they knew they needed to find a replacement, and they anticipated that many good teams are going to be recruiting new coaches at the same time. So they also hired the replacement on a pretty fast pace, but that was part of the fuel driving that is they anticipated a lot of competition for coaches because so many good teams are losing their coaches. Now, Tomorrow, not tomorrow, December 13th, you have on your calendar an
Oh yeah.
appointment. Where is that? You're going to do a book signing with, and I can't pronounce his name. I'll just call him Dr. John.
That's a John Wong. Oh, actually, see, Thursday we have Angel and I be ringing the bells for the Salvation Army, and then Sunday I'm heading down to Cincinnati for the 49ers game. Monday, the next day, we're going to Lexington, Kentucky, at Joseph Beth Booksellers, which is a fabulous bookstore. We did a book signing there a couple weeks ago. That was one where oh, Kilmeade from Fox News was there doing a book signing. So
Right.
it's that big of a store, right? It's that big of a showcase place. Beautiful store. I mean, just two, three different levels of books, and it's got a great place. So we're doing a book signing there. We're the only ones there that night for Kentucky Passion, and it's right in the heart of Lexington, Kentucky, which is Big Blue Nation territory.
Hmm.
So we're hoping for a good turnout. We'll be signing Kentucky Passion for a couple hours, answering questions. John and I will be there, and then we'll be coming home get in late that night. I think the next day, Angie and I are going to go see a show. Two shows actually coming up, and then Michelle and I have a book signing. I think on the 22nd of December at Assembly Hall during a Indiana basketball game. So that'll be fun.
Um, I almost didn't notice. You've changed something. Your
I
microphone
oh
is
yeah.
what, and the backdrop behind you. Look, the camera angle's different. Something's different.
My office is messy, so I couldn't really move my chair around. So I'm just,
Well, you've got a good microphone, but folks, after weeks of struggling with that thing, we found out if you didn't use it, it worked. The other microphone, something about
yeah,
that microphone on this platform, it
yeah.
works for a minute and then kind of cuts out, and that makes no sense
But
to me. But whatever.
so Michelle and I'll be excited about that. I've never been to Assembly Hall, and it'll be during a game, so it'll be fun. We'll be set up in the arena outside the bookstore, outside the where people buy their souvenirs. So we'll
Hmm.
be there, set up shop there
Hmm.
for probably the whole game. It'll be fun. So
Oh,
looking forward to that. We had a good trip a couple of weeks ago. Angie and I went to Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Lancaster.
uh, yeah, and I've heard it both ways. Um, and we saw the Sight and Sound show of Queen Esther. Fantastic performance, a beautiful theater. We've seen shows on Broadway and all over the country, and this was a top notch performance. This is as good as you'll see on Broadway, and the stage is spectacular, and you're right in the middle of it. I mean, it's all around you. So it was a beautiful show. We went to the Hershey Museum, where the Hershey chocolates are made, and great legacy about Mr. Hershey. I never really knew a whole lot about him and how he created that town. So it was a fascinating to take that tour of Hershey World, and got my little Hershey mug now with hot chocolate in it right now.
But it's
And
not hot chocolate. But
yeah, it is.
okay.
And
Yeah,
so
you didn't want to defile the cup or anything.
no. And then on the way home, we actually stopped in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, on top of the mountain where Flight 83 crashed.
Hmm.
And they have a very beautiful memorial there, and a little state park to go through and see. It's really somber. Obviously, if you've ever been to a Holocaust museum, it's kind of like that. Everybody's just quiet, walking through it and reading.
Hmm.
So it's a beautifully well done memorial there of Flight 93.
Dell, we'll see you again before Christmas, but I can remember year after year you telling us stories about going Christmas caroling. Is Christmas caroling back in
I
business?
I hope so. I don't know. We haven't heard anything about it yet. I don't know if we'll be doing it this. Didn't do it last year. We've done it forever. We've done it for years, and so we didn't do it last year. I haven't heard anything about it this year. Um, so right now there's no plans for it. So I hope maybe just a few of us can do it. I don't know, but we have something out here called in our area called the Christmas Cave, and it's fascinating Christmas spectacle to go see. In fact, they have it's a It is a cave. It's a man-made salt mines that a friend of ours bought, acres and acres of salt mines. You walk through them, and they tell the story of Christmas through caves, and you walk teach this journey through the caves, and it's all lit up with Christmas decor and everything, and Christmas carols playing and things like that. So it's beautiful, and in our little area, it's up this holler, and out in the middle of nowhere in a town called Muletown, right? Muletown, USA, and they'll have this weekend, 3 to 5 thousand people go through it. And they'll
Hmm.
have, I think last year they had 20 some thousand people come through the caves. So it's just something to see during Christmas, and if you ever get up this way, it's probably worth it. It takes you about an hour to go through it, but it's beautiful. We may go out there. It'll put you in the Christmas mood, that's for sure.
Well, I'm looking forward this Friday to a little venue in Thomasville, Georgia, which is about 20 miles north of where we live. It's where we typically go to shop. It's a big enough town to have a hospital, and a Lowe's and a Walmart and all that stuff.
Hmm.
But it's still very much a quaint little southern town.
Hmm.
But every year they have what they call Victorian Christmas. And you go
Okay.
downtown, the streets in downtown Thomasville are still brick. They're literally
I like
brick.
that.
Well, until it rains. If you're on a motorcycle, they're no fun. Uh,
No.
but they basically close all the streets, and the little stores. You don't have any national brands downtown.
Okay.
They're all proprietorships, and they've been passed down through the families. And there are several stores. In fact, a friend of ours has a coffee shop. He sells coffee,
Hmm.
thus the name coffee shop. But there's an apartment
Yep.
upstairs, and the storefront is downstairs, and there are several of these. And he always invites us in and takes us up to his apartment, and we look out over the street. But they'll
Hmm.
have all the schools, have their choirs, and they'll have kettle cooked corn, or it's kind of festive, but it's not carnival-y, and they got the mule rides, wagons, well lit, and everybody's dressed up Victorian, old English style,
Hmm.
top hats, and
Yeah.
and it's just
Just
it's
neat.
just a relaxing time, and I don't get much of that, so
Mhm.
uh,
No, with my schedule coming up, it's really busy, but a lot of it's fun. I mean, we're going to go see two shows, and we went to a show a couple of weeks ago. My wife wants to go see Fiddler on the Roof up in Columbus, Ohio, so we're going to go up there here in a couple of weeks. So yeah, we're going to just be taking it in and just kind of cruising a little bit, but we're going to be on the go, putting some miles on the car, and then with the gas the way it is right now, it's going to be kind of crazy. So
oh, but I was just heard on the news it went down a little bit.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, it could go up
fake
to four
news.
bucks. Yeah,
Yeah,
as long it can go up to anything, but as long as it comes down, that's a good news. Doesn't matter how much it comes down, but
yeah. So,
somehow, well, if we
but
had an electric car, we wouldn't have to worry about the gas price, But
yeah, right.
sure, so,
Let's don't get on that because it's crazy on that
yeah,
because something you got to fuel the electricity somehow, don't we?
yeah. Dell, you for a while there, you were cutting your own hair. I just get the feeling you're not
I
doing
need
that
to.
anymore.
No, I'm not. I need to get one tomorrow actually, but no, I'm not going to do that. I had to do it there for a while when we didn't when everything was shut down, and I kind of enjoyed it, kind of liked it, but it's going to be always a fun time of year. It's going to be a fun couple of weeks coming up. We've got those two books we're working on, getting ready to launch our first children's book. It'll be out in March. Sports shorts. We're looking forward to that, and just what's in store. We've got some exciting things down the road, and I took some time off and said no to some folks, but I'm as busy now as I was then, and I just can't. So things just seem to find me.
I was going to ask you about that. It was several months ago that you kind of took a sabbatical and
Hmm.
and reorganized, and so
Hmm.
but now you keep incrementally putting stuff on the plate. How you feel about it? You happy?
Yeah, I feel good. I have to. There's a couple things I have to. Still a couple more things I have to kind of push back a little bit on, but I'm getting there. I'm doing that better. So taking on a couple more responsibilities, but I think we're feeling good right now. We're not feeling overwhelmed right now. So there's a difference. So I'm feeling comfortable,
Yeah.
and not screwing around all the time, and not. I'm having some time. Angie and I are taking some time to go out a lot and a date night once in a while and things like that, and go to some shows. And she'll go with me to Lexington, probably to the book signings there, and Bloomington, Indiana. I've never been to Bloomington, so to go to that game. I think they're playing. I think it's Northwestern. I think it's a Big Ten game, I believe. So, and was going to try to go out to Vegas with my friend John, who wrote Kentucky Passion. Kentucky was going to play Ohio State out in Las Vegas, and we were going to try to go to that, but it just didn't work out. I'd love to have gone, but just couldn't find the flight, couldn't find the time. To fly, 6-7 hours for a 2-hour ball game just wasn't conducive.
Yeah.
So,
well, and but still, long term, the Olympics in France are still on the horizon, right?
Yeah, 2024. In fact, we had communication with Dr. Mings the other day, and it's still on. And you ought to start putting some pennies away and take the PG Net crew out to Paris with us.
Yeah,
and
have a big family reunion out there. Well,
yeah, it'd be fun. I try to talk Angie into going. We'll see. We'll be out there 3 weeks. I do hope. I was kind of somewhat disappointed in the news today that the U.S. is not going to send a delegation. However, they're going to send their athletes. So that's kind of frustrating over in China of what's going on there. Mm-hmm. It's kind of an atrocity. But so we won't send we'll send our athletes, but not our suits and ties. So that'll really tell China.
That'll straighten their butt right up.
Oh yeah,
yes, sir, yeah. Bob. They're gonna feel the sting of that, but they're gonna pay a price.
Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a yeah.
Do you remember when Jimmy Carter? We had the same situation.
I miss Jimmy Carter right now. I miss Jimmy Carter. I mean, good golly, if Biden makes Carter look good, he really does.
Yeah. Well, I'll was
take Carter in a heartbeat right now.
Of all the things he had to, and by the way, folks, politics aside, Jimmy Carter's a good man. Mm-hmm. You may or may not think he was well suited as but that's not the point. The point is that God uses him. But gosh, all the things he had thrown in his lap. Now, the economy he inherited, he wanted that. He knew. But the Iran situation, the Olympics, and then he wanted us to convert to metric, which actually is a better idea. But boy, we Americans, we just do things our way, if I wanted a liter, I'd get a soda, but I want a V8. I don't want a 5.3. I want a V8. But
yeah, we don't. We have a scooter right now, Mr. President. So we have a V8. We have a scooter.
Yeah. Well, I thought you'd bought a scooter. Okay. Yeah. Well, we're about out of time. Weather treating you good up there?
Cold. It's cold today. It's just warm up a little bit, but it was cold in Pennsylvania. We were on top of that mountain at the Flight 93 Memorial. We would like to spend more time walking around it, but then you're on top, this big field on top of a mountain, and the wind was just blowing through there. It was wicked cold. So we were there a couple of hours actually, but we walked outside and saw where the plane actually, the big bunker where it hit.
Is there like a crater there or something? Or
yeah, there is. Yeah. So we could see that, and the memorial inside's full of very little memorabilia from the Todd Beamer's identity card was pulled from the wreckage, and a couple of driver's licenses survived it, but pulled. But yeah, it was interesting. They did a good job laying that out and the timeline of it and everything like that. Mm-hmm. So I recommend anybody go to Shanksville, Pennsylvania. It's this real small town of a couple hundred people, but that's what they're famous for now.
Well, good thing it's not a big town.
It's not a big town.
Well, it's a good thing. If you're going to crash a plane in the middle of somewhere, it needs to be in the middle of somewhere.
It was in the middle of a field.
In the middle of a field. Not in an urban area. So that worked out. I wish, let's do this. Is that what he said? Is that his line?
Let's roll.
Yeah. Well, why didn't like Nike pick that up or something? That'd be, or maybe the Tide. Let's roll.
Yeah, who knows? But I would recommend everybody going there. It's kind of out of the way, but it's one of them.
Well, I'm just glad you're doing it, Dale. And hey, look, we're going to see you in a couple of weeks, so I say Merry Christmas, but we'll get to say Merry Christmas again, and look forward to hearing about how well things went in your book signing with you and Dr. John coming up the 13th, and you've got some others. A lot of good things going
Yeah,
on.
I think we'll be together when the 20, what is that, the
2 weeks from
21st?
today. Yeah.
Yeah, because the day after that, Michelle and I don't think Michelle will be on that show because maybe we could do it from there. Maybe we could do it from Assembly Hall.
Yeah. We'll
Because
make.
that's a night game and we'll be on there doing that then. So maybe
Okay.
we'll tune in.
Well, whatever arrangements we need to make to accommodate,
We'll see.
we'll do it. But I appreciate you, Dale. Good seeing you again.
See ya.
All
Good
right,
night.
man. Good night. Well, folks, that was Dale Didway. He comes our way on the first and third Tuesday of every month, and he's been doing that a long time. Dale is he was one of the first to catch the vision. What is that vision? Well, it's real simple. It's provide a platform for everyday Christians to share their walk with Christ. And boy, hey, make your plans to be here tomorrow night. We've got a first-time guest. And if you want to find out more, now let me ask you to, well, it's kind of late, but pjnet.tv is our website. There's a schedule link there, and you can go to that schedule link, and Barbara, our associate producer, puts their links, to all their social media platforms. You can friend them or follow them or like them or, whatever. But the Facebook page is not something that we, had great, big, ambitious plans for. But folks, it's coming right along, and it's not that we've pushed it. We haven't, and people would be critical and say you should, and there's certainly nothing wrong with those who do. But whatever growth that we've had. It's organic. It's really a God thing, and we appreciate those of you who patronize that page. Well, we will be here again tomorrow night about 9 o'clock Eastern Time, and until then, I will ask you to, ask yourself a couple of tough questions. Well, they're not that tough, but maybe they are. First, what is the boldest thing you've ever done for Jesus Christ? And how long ago was that? Merry Christmas, everybody. But don't be satisfied with either answer.